Get more on this now from Tom O'Connor, who joins me from New York. He is a senior foreign policy writer over at Newsweek. Tom, why the formality with this land grab, which the UN says is illegal and the West certainly won't recognize?
Well, I think that Russia really only thinks what Russia only holds important as to what Russia thinks. At the same time, though, I think that there needs to be a semblance of formality, a semblance of legality and protocol in annexing these territories. Of course, first we're seeing them being declared independent, just as Donetsk and Luhansk was before they're eventually incorporated into the Russian Federation. This seemed to be a plan that was in place for some time right now, and it's very difficult to reverse this process once it's been put forward, both politically and practically. I think too, it seems that only a change in the military situation would be able to dismantle this effort that Russia has put forth already.
Tom, once Putin officially announces this annexation, what kind of international response do you think we'll likely see?
Well, first, we've already seen the U.S. pledge more sanctions. We've heard, I was speaking to the Ukrainian Foreign Ministry the other day. They're calling for more military assistance. That's something the State Department is willing to give them and the Pentagon is willing to grant them. So I think that certainly the first step we'll see is an increase in both economic pressure against Russia and military pressure against Russia. Now, beyond that, I'm not really sure exactly what the U.S. options are. They're looking to isolate Russia further, of course, on the world stage, but that's been pretty much done ad nauseum at this point. Russia is under incredible sanctions from the West. There are countries out there that haven't sanctioned Russia, of course, and I don't know if this will change their calculus in doing so. So I think right now the U.S. still remains quite limited, and NATO in general, unless they want to get involved directly into this conflict, which I don't think they do at this stage still.
Even though this annexation will not be recognized by the West, do you think that Ukraine and its allies will take Putin seriously when he threatens that an attack on these regions is the same as an attack on Russia?
Well, I think Putin is serious when he says that. I don't think it's a decision that Russia takes lightly. I don't think the international community, I hope they don't take it lightly. At the same time, I think that we should keep an eye out beyond just the overt threats and the overt actions going on between Russia and the West. We should keep an eye on the more shadowy realm of conflict that tends to erupt when tensions are this high. I keep an eye on the Nord Stream situation. Of course, there hasn't been a perpetrator identified yet, but it does seem that NATO is willing to blame sabotage as being the cause of that. So we should keep an eye out for other areas of conflict, perhaps not even in Europe, where the Russia and West conflict right now could erupt in different ways. And I think that's perhaps even more frightening in some ways than the actual nuclear conflict, which still, I think, very much remains a taboo, but one that we should also be very much aware of.
All right, Tom O'Connor joining us from New York. Tom, thank you.